That sound, that was the sound of your first defeat of the day. It's a noise more profound than a simple digital chime. It is a question, posed by the universe, at the dawn of your consciousness. In that fragile moment, suspended between the dream world and the real world, you are presented with a choice. A choice not between waking and sleeping, but between the person you claim you want to become and the person you are right now. The vast majority of people, perhaps 99%, hear that sound, and they begin a negotiation. They enter into a silent, desperate treaty with themselves. Their mind, still clouded with the fog of sleep, begins to whisper seductive lies. Just 5 more minutes. It's so warm here. The world can wait. It's dark outside. You deserve this little comfort. They bargain with themselves for 5 more minutes of warmth, 5 more minutes of mediocrity. And then, their thumb finds the button. Snooze. With that one simple press, they choose comfort over commitment. They start their day with a lie, a broken promise to the most important person in their life, their future self. The 1% hear that exact same sound. But to them, it is not an invitation to negotiate. It is a call to arms. It is a signal to execute a predetermined plan. For them, there is no debate, no internal committee meeting, no moment of hesitation. The sound is a trigger, a neurological switch that bypasses the weak, pleading voice of the comfort-seeking mind. Their feet hit the floor before their brain has a chance to formulate an objection. They start their day not with a compromise, but with a victory, a clean, decisive win against their own lesser nature. This single, seemingly insignificant moment, this war that is won or lost in the first 10 seconds of your day, does not just define your morning. It defines the trajectory of your entire day and ultimately your entire life. Think about the psychological cascade that follows each choice. The person who hits snooze has already conceded. They have communicated to their own subconscious that their declared intentions are flexible, that their discipline is weak, and that their feelings are more important than their commitments. They will carry that energy of defeat with them. They will rush. They will be reactive. They will feel like they are constantly one step behind because they started the race by telling themselves it was okay to lose. The person who rises immediately, however, has set a powerful precedent. They have affirmed their own authority over their impulses. They have started their day with an act of integrity. This creates momentum. This small victory sends a clear message to every cell in their body. We are in command. We do what we say we will do. We are the masters of our fate, not the slaves of our fleeting feelings. You are either the man who answers the call when it comes, standing tall to meet the demands of your own ambition, or you are the man who hides under the blankets, hoping the world forgets he exists. So, I will ask you again. In the quiet of this moment, be honest with yourself. Which one are you? You tell yourself it's just 5 more minutes. You rationalize this small act of surrender as a form of self-care, a necessary kindness to a tired body. You believe the comforting illusion that you are gaining rest, that you are accumulating energy for the day ahead. This is a fatal miscalculation. It is perhaps the most dangerous lie you will tell yourself all day, because it is the first one. You are not gaining rest. You are practicing weakness. You are not recharging your body. You are draining your willpower. With every press of that snooze button, you are casting a vote for the weakest version of yourself. You are actively choosing the man who negotiates, the man who hesitates, the man who prioritizes the fleeting, deceptive comfort of the present over the profound, lasting strength of his future self. Think of your mind as a complex system of pathways. Every action you take, every decision you make, strengthens a particular path. When you set an alarm, you issue a command from your conscious aspirational self. When you obey it instantly, you forge a neurological pathway of discipline, integrity, and self-trust. You are training your subconscious mind that when you give an order, it is to be executed without question. But when you hit snooze, you do the opposite. You are carving a deep, well-trodden groove of self-betrayal. You are teaching the deepest parts of your brain that your commands are merely suggestions, that your decisions are negotiable, and that your own declared intentions are meaningless in the face of the slightest discomfort. This isn't a simple bad habit. This is a daily training session in how to fail yourself. This is why we must call this act what it truly is: character assassination, performed by your own hand. It's a slow, insidious process. You don't feel the damage in the moment. In fact, it feels good. But that feeling is the anesthetic that numbs you to the poison you are administering. Each morning you surrender. You chip away at your own self-respect. You erode the foundation of your confidence. How can you expect to honor your commitments to others, to your family, to your work, to your mission, when you cannot even honor the most basic commitment to yourself? It is a quiet betrayal that screams into your subconscious, setting a precedent for every other choice you will face that day. The choice to procrastinate on a difficult task, the choice to eat the junk food, the choice to avoid the uncomfortable conversation. They all begin here, in the warm, quiet treason of your bed. In that moment, your bed ceases to be a place of rest. It transforms into an indoctrination chamber for mediocrity. The warmth you crave is not your ally. It is the very thing destroying your mental armor. It's a siren song, luring you back into the sleep of inaction and helplessness. This warmth makes you soft. It makes you pliable. It makes you easily broken by the day's first real challenge, because you have already failed the first test you set for yourself. You emerge from that bed not rested, but defeated. You carry that small, secret shame with you, a ghost that haunts your every action. You are not stealing a few extra moments of comfort from the day. You are surrendering your power to it. You are willingly handing over the keys to your own mind, to the weakest, most primitive part of your nature. And you are doing it before the sun has even risen. This internal war, this battle fought in the quiet darkness of your own bedroom, is not new. It is an ancient conflict, waged by every man of consequence since the dawn of civilization. 2,000 years ago, the most powerful man on earth faced this exact same enemy. His name was Marcus Aurelius. He was the emperor of Rome, commander of the world's most formidable army, a philosopher king who ruled over a quarter of the world's population. He had absolute power, unimaginable wealth, and the adoration of millions. And yet, every single morning, he had to fight the urge to stay in bed. He had to conquer the siren song of warmth and comfort. Just like you. In his private journal, a book we now know as Meditations, he wasn't writing for you or me. He was writing for himself. He was giving himself orders, forging his own mental armor. And in one of the most profound passages ever written on self-discipline, he gives himself this direct command. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for? The things I was brought into the world to do? Or is this what I was created for? To huddle under the blankets and stay warm. Let those words sink in. This is the Stoic law of duty over feeling. It is the foundational principle of self-mastery. Your feelings are irrelevant. The desire for warmth, the craving for 5 more minutes of sleep, these are base animal instincts. They are the whispers of your lower self, the part of you that seeks only comfort and avoids all hardship. But you are not merely an animal seeking warmth. You are a human being. And as Aurelius states, your work is as a human being. Your purpose is to reason, to create, to build, to contribute, to face challenges and overcome them. That is what you were brought into the world to do. To choose the blanket over your purpose is a profound betrayal of your own nature. It is an act of cosmic laziness. The universe does not reward men who huddle for warmth. It rewards men who rise to meet the cold dawn. It rewards action, discipline, and execution. Your feelings are temporary, fleeting chemical reactions in your brain. Your duty, your purpose, is eternal. It is the reason for your existence. The Stoics understood that you cannot build a life of meaning on the shifting sands of emotion. You must build it on the bedrock of principle. The principle is this: you have a job to do. Your first duty of the day is to get out of bed and begin that job. This isn't about hustle culture or blind ambition. It's about authority. Who is in command of your life? Is it the highest, most disciplined version of yourself? The emperor of your own mind? Or is it the weakest, most indulgent part of you? The slave to sensation and comfort? Every time you obey the alarm, you are casting a vote for the emperor. You are reinforcing the chain of command. You are proving to yourself, at a neurological level, that when you give an order, it is followed without question. You are the authority. When you hit snooze, you are staging a coup. You are letting the weakest part of your mind overthrow the leader. You are teaching yourself that your own commands are meaningless. The Stoic law isn't a suggestion. It is the restoration of order within your own soul. Your purpose is not comfort. Your purpose is to execute your duty. This is your new protocol. It is not a suggestion. It is an order from the highest command of your own ambition. You will commit this to memory and execute it without deviation. This is how you reclaim your morning, and in doing so, reclaim your life. First, you will implement the zero hesitation mandate. The instant your alarm sounds, you move. There is no negotiation. There is no internal debate. There is no thought. Your feet hit the floor. It is a pure, unthinking, physical reflex. In that critical 5-second window after the alarm, your mind is a battleground. The weak, comfort-seeking part of your brain, your limbic system, will scream for the warmth and safety of the blankets. Your disciplined, rational mind, the prefrontal cortex, is still booting up. The zero hesitation mandate is designed to bypass this conflict entirely. You will train your body to act before the negotiation can even begin. You will drill this reflex, morning after morning, until it is as automatic as breathing. It is a physiological override of a psychological weakness. The victory is won not through willpower, but through instinct. An instinct you will deliberately engineer. Second, tactical placement. Your alarm is no longer your bedside companion. Effective immediately, it is your first objective of the day. You will place your alarm across the room, at a location that forces you to physically stand up and walk to silence it. This simple act of repositioning is a profound strategic maneuver. It shatters the state of inertia. By forcing your body into motion, you are sending an undeniable signal to your brain that the period of rest is over. The physical act of standing, of moving through space, activates your mind and body in a way that simply reaching out an arm can never achieve. You are forcing yourself to conquer physical space before your mind can launch its campaign of weakness and self-doubt. That short walk across the cold floor is your first patrol of the day. It is a declaration that you are in command of your body, not a prisoner to its fleeting desires for comfort. The alarm is no longer a nuisance to be silenced. It is a target to be neutralized. Third, you will employ a verbal affirmation of command. The second your feet make contact with the floor, you will state out loud in a clear and firm voice the words, quote 2. This is not a meaningless mantra. This is a cognitive weapon. The warmth of the bed creates a silent, hypnotic spell of comfort. Your own voice is the tool you will use to break it. By speaking your intention into the physical world, you make it real. You are overriding the silent internal monologue of weakness with an external, audible declaration of strength. You are anchoring your consciousness to your purpose. You are reminding yourself of the law we discussed earlier, the law of duty over feeling. The sound of your own voice, declaring its commitment, reinforces the new identity you are forging, the identity of a person who executes, who responds to the call without fail. It is a promise spoken to the dawn, a contract with yourself that you will not break. Fourth, and finally, you will seek the cold. The 1% understand a fundamental truth that the 99% will never grasp. Comfort makes you weak. Therefore, your first conscious act of the day will be to embrace deliberate discomfort. The cold floor beneath your feet is your first taste. You will not flinch from it. You will welcome it. Then, you will drink a full glass of cold water, shocking your system into a state of alertness. And if you dare, you will step into a cold shower. This is not a punishment. This is an inoculation. You are deliberately exposing yourself to a controlled, manageable stressor. You are teaching your nervous system and your mind that you can handle discomfort, that you can thrive in it. By starting your day with a voluntary hardship, you shrink every other challenge you will face. The difficult phone call, the demanding project, the frustrating setback, they all pale in comparison to the trial you have already conquered. This is how you forge mental armor. This is how you become unbreakable. You have until the next dawn to implement this protocol. Your test begins tomorrow morning. There are no extensions and no excuses. The man you will be tomorrow is not decided by your dreams tonight, but by your actions in that first, critical second when the alarm sounds. This is not a drill. This is your first battle in the long war against your weaker self, the inner negotiator. The voice that has held you hostage in a prison of comfort and mediocrity for years. Win this first engagement, and you set a precedent for every battle that follows. You prove to yourself, on a cellular level, that your commands are law. You begin the process of rewriting your own internal constitution, establishing a new regime where discipline, not desire, is sovereign. Think about it. Every single ambition you hold, every goal you've ever written down and abandoned, every vision of a stronger, more capable you. It all hinges on moments just like this one. The world doesn't care about your potential. It only rewards your execution. And execution begins here, in the dark, in the quiet of your own room, when no one is watching. This is where character is forged. Will you rise as the architect of your life, or will you surrender to the soft tyranny of the snooze button one more time? The choice seems small, but its consequences are monumental. One path leads to a day of earned victories, of pride, of momentum. The other leads to a day that starts with a compromise, a quiet admission of defeat that will echo in every decision you make until sundown. You will carry that failure with you, a small, corrosive seed of self-doubt that taints your every interaction. This is why the final step is non-negotiable. It is about sealing your intention. It is a psychological trigger that separates the old you from the new. We are social creatures, wired to be consistent with what we declare publicly. By making a public statement, you are raising the stakes. You are recruiting accountability. You are drawing a line in the sand, not just for yourself, but for the world to see. To signal that you have received and understood these orders, you will go to the comments section right now, and you will write this exact declaration: "The alarm is the mission." This is not a mere comment. This is your public commitment. This is you signing your name to a new contract with yourself. When you type those words, you are telling your subconscious mind that the game has changed. The rules are different now. The alarm is no longer a suggestion to be debated. It is an objective to be taken. It is the first checkpoint in your daily operation. Writing "The alarm is the mission" confirms that you are no longer a civilian in the war for your own life. You are now a soldier. You are officially renouncing your membership in the 99% who negotiate with their own potential. Then, subscribe for your next briefing. The war against weakness is not won in a single day. It is fought with relentless, daily execution. This is your new command center. The choice is yours. The dawn is coming. Dismissed.